Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. That was Rumi. There is a field. I'll meet you there. But it is beyond wrongdoing and right doing. It's beyond all the ideas we hold about the world that are good or bad, right or wrong, up or down. That sounds like duality, maybe. That sounds like we have eaten from the fruit of the tree of good and evil, right and wrong. Right? It's beyond that. It's all coming together, for me at least. And then when it's percolating, then suddenly this quote comes from Rumi that I just shared with you. And then I can see, yeah, this field that is what I've been sharing from the quote from the Gospel of Thomas. The kingdom of heaven is spread all over the earth, and man cannot see it. Man cannot see it as long as man or woman is focusing on the right and wrong and good and bad and poor and rich and sick and healthy. Duality, that was the tree of knowledge that we all ate of. And with that, we entered into a mind state that is experienced through our five senses that we are projecting out. And really, is there an out? It doesn't feel like it anymore to me. It just feels like it's some flimsiness that wants to convince me that it's real. But nevertheless, as long as we are engaged in that, we're engaging in it, we are fighting it, believing it, taking sides. Oh my God, it's endless. That's what he's talking about, the ideas of wrongdoing and right doing. Beyond that, there is a field, and that is heaven on earth. That is the heaven that we are longing for. That is the experience of love and peace, harmony, perfection that lives in each of our hearts. Whether we are aware of it or not yet, that's irrelevant. There might be thicker layers of ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, and we can certainly relate that to the political scene, maybe specifically today after that event that happened yesterday. A lot of energy goes like, oh my God, and ideas and beliefs and opinions and right and wrong and happy and sad and blah, blah, blah. All the ideas of wrongdoing and right doing. That's why we cannot see the field. That's why we cannot see the kingdom of heaven that is spread all over the earth. We cannot see it because we are lost in these ideas that we have an emotional attachment to. How I see it, that's kind of bottom line. The work to get out of it, that's a journey we all need to take, of course. But let's just talk a little more about this field, because that's very palpable and alive and yummy to me these days. And I'm experiencing that this field has been expanding and expanding lately. More so since I started talking about the deep longing, how the longing is the portal to what we want. It's the portal itself is it, because it's kind of the portal has this whole infinity, this whole field that it is connected to, or that it is. This field is here and it is now, and it's all you want. Maybe not yet. If you're still emotionally attached to the things in the world, you may not want it yet, but it's there. It's just patiently waiting for all of us to feel complete with engaging in these ideas of wrongdoing and right doing. And then we go, okay, is this all there is? Can that be true? And then you go, oh, there must be something better. There must be something better. That moment, you are feeling the field. You're feeling heaven on earth. You know, like, oh, there must be something else. Because you feel it, because it is speaking to you. And then it's up to us, each individually, if we want to listen to it or not. If we have enough longing for it, if we want it enough, then we will say, okay, now you show me. I guess I have messed up because I thought that it was good for me to, blame and shame and right and wrong. And all I did was adding to the mess. I was adding more ideas of what's right and what's wrong. And every time we do that, we miss the field. So this field that I feel has been expanding here in my awareness, because it's always here, right? It's more like I'm becoming more and more aware of it because I am wanting, because that's what I want, right? That's where my focus point is. So like, okay, this is here, now you show me. Because if you don't show me, I'll be out there believing that's true. So very sweetly, almost every day right now, I run into somebody I know or do not know yet, where I feel that we're both in the field and we are meeting in the field. Just like Rumi said, I'll meet you there. I have left behind my ideas of wrong and right to the best of my ability. I can certainly trip back in sometimes, but it's very short lived because I have zero interest in it anymore. Once you get to know the field more, you really don't want to waste your energy on anything else. So when I meet these people, where we both have let go to a certain extent of the ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there's just this. There is just this. And boy, is it satisfying. It is rich, it is full, it is loving, it's, I don't know, organic, it's natural when we don't have all these ideas, stuck onto it. So even this morning, I was out running in my little backyard, all the redwood trees where I run almost every day. And then I ran into some of my friends who actually used to live here and are visiting, and they love coming back to the redwoods here when they're in town. And they had brought a friend, and they introduced me, and we just had a short conversation. And then immediately the conversation goes to, from her end, like, yeah, it's all about just bringing awareness, bringing people's awareness back to here, back to the heart. And she says, once you're in the heart, then you recognize it everywhere. But you have to be in your heart in order to recognize the heart around you. Now, does that sound like the field? Does that sound beyond wrongdoing and right doing? What's left then is the field, and that is here. And once you're in the field, once you're in your heart, you recognize love, hearts in others. But the way she said it, I thought, oh, that is so well put. And I felt so excited. It's like, here I am meeting a totally new person, lovely woman. And she just shares that, like, one of the first things she shared was that. Now, how often do you meet somebody new where that's one of the first things that is being shared? I'm seeing it a lot right now, and I'm like so thrilled because when you are in the field, you recognize others who are in the field, and then the conversation is just natural. That's really the only thing that makes sense to share. And in that, and my other two friends who were there, everybody's like, there's just this, the field just thrives on being recognized, being acknowledged, and it grows. I think I talked about that just a few days ago, maybe yesterday. And like when you acknowledge it, when you acknowledge this, when you acknowledge that you long for this and for that, it grows. And then you meet other people who are in that same field because you are attracted. The field attracts itself to itself. Nothing we need to do. I didn't plan this morning to meet somebody in the field so we can really meet. No, the field just shows up as somebody who's connected with the field. Now, there might be other people who are there who are not connected to the field. We can still have a loving conversation, but there's something that's not connecting in that same yummy way as it is with people who are actually also living or functioning and speaking and breathing from the field or as the field. If that is a little invitation, if that inspires you to start living in that field more yourself. And if you're struggling with it, please reach out. This is what I love to do. This is what I came here for. And the more I embody it in myself, it becomes like the most obvious thing that needs to happen. There will be those who feel moved to bring this in a certain way, in a certain expression into the world, maybe in politics, maybe in the food production, maybe in agriculture or anything, child raising, schools, medication or medicine or natural medicine. It comes from here. It comes from a place of wholeness, oneness, harmony, and then it starts expressing itself outside, and then the duality, the ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, they dissolve because nobody's feeding it anymore, if that makes sense. It's still there, right? There's still a lot of upheaval in politics, and it looks like there might be a lot going on for a while. So what do you think is more important? That you bring your energy about taking sides and making wrong and blaming and shaming, or go beyond the ideas? Let yourself feel the field. It's here. It's nowhere else. And it's now the only time. If that speaks to you, take it seriously. If you feel like, yeah, I'm ready for something different, that duality is not working anymore. And it is collapsing. The whole duality is collapsing. The more of us who take our hands off our energy, our emotional attachments, the more of us who pull our energy back from that, we're starving it. It needs you and I and anybody to feed it with our emotional attachments, with a sense of right and wrong, good and bad. It needs that to stay alive. So the more of us who are able to do that, the less we feed that, and instead we feed the field, or maybe I should say, we allow the field to feed us. So we can be these light bulbs, these light beings, just being the field and beaming the field. And then that starts expanding, and then others, more people recognize that. And then they recognize, oh, that's actually much more nourishing than feeding the field. So they let go of the field. No, not the field, the 3D world. They let go of that to come back to the field more, and then it grows. So to me, it looks like something incredibly beautiful is happening. And when you start seeing it in your own life, it's really exciting. So I wish that for all of us. I wish that for all of us who really want that, who really want that. Are we done yet with those ideas of wrongdoing and right doing? And are we ready to meet in that field?